here with Bellator's Mike Goldberg. Mike, FightHype.com here with you. We're coming from the boxing world, and it sounds as though Dazn, which is ran by Goldberg, is getting into the Bellator business. Yeah. What do you think of all that?
I think it's great. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for the fans, not just Bellator fans. It's great for MMA fans because it's more exposure. And if you know Dazn, you know they know what they're doing, and they're already doing great things. And September 29th, for that to be the first exclusive show on Dazn from San Jose with Vanderlei and Rampage, Gegard Mousasi and Rory McDonald in a super fight, it's going to be outstanding. And I know that Scott Coker and Kevin Kay and everybody at Dazn, everybody at Viacom and Bellator is excited of what it can do for the sport. And we can get more fighters and we can build our roster and continue to grow the way it's been growing. So we learned how to say Dazn real quickly, and I'm sure we're going to say it a lot. I'm excited.
How does Bellator continue to compete with the conglomerates, the giants like UFC? Because even from a casual perspective, Bellator's name is not far off in prestige than it is from UFC. How is the organization continuing to do that?
You know what? You just put on the best fights you can put on. It's plain and simple. You put on the best fights with the best fighters that you have, and so far so good. You look at this heavyweight tournament and the way the guys have performed. You look at a guy like Ryan Bader. He came in and he will say his title fight with Phil Davis wasn't any more exciting than the first time they fought in Sweden, but look what he's done since. And now, like I mentioned before, Gegard Mousasi tested, Benson Henderson tested. I mean, you continue to have these great fights. You continue to give the fans the stars they want to see, and then you have the Darian Caldwells of the world growing to be superstars, and then somebody like Alima Lee McFarland, you know, with the first native Hawaiian female MMA champion. So it's very exciting, but it's all about the fighters. It's all about the fights and the matchups.
What do you think of this Saturday's big fight in the Octagon, Miocic and Cormier?
I love it. You know, I love it because I grew up in Cleveland, so I love Stipe.
Sorry about LeBron.
Yeah, you know, my dad, may he rest in peace, huge LeBron fan. I'm kind of bummed about it as well. But you know what? He came back home and he brought him a title, and so you know he can move on now. I'm bummed, but he can move on. And that said, I'm a huge DC fan, and I've seen DC pretty much do nothing but win his entire life, and nothing but win as a heavyweight. So it's going to be that athleticism and movement of Stipe, who to me is the greatest at that right now in the heavyweight division, against Daniel Cormier, his great wrestling and his ever-evolving striking game. And as you well know, there has never been a heavyweight in UFC history that has defended the title 3 consecutive times. So if Stipe does it, he puts himself in the record books.
Can we get a final pick? Who do you think takes it home?
You know what? I've always said that I don't pick fights, especially heavyweight fights, against guys that can beat me up. I don't even pick some of the flyweight fights because they can beat me up as well. I really, you know, I don't want to totally dodge it, but I'll tell you this. If it's Stipe's type of fight and he can box and he can use the movement, that's going to be tough for DC to handle. If DC can close the distance, start to lean on him and work on him, nobody's better in that clinch game than DC. I just hope it's a great fight. I think it will be a great fight, and I'd like to see a little UFC history. That doesn't mean I wouldn't mind seeing DC win, but I'd like to see a little UFC history. And Cleveland with LeBron leaving, maybe Stipe will heal a little bit of wounds again.
Thanks so much, Mike.
My pleasure.
Thank you.